Hey, what is going on YouTube? Aaron here. We are back on the Mac, boys, 2 days in a row, and we have an insane patch notes video for you guys. I thought last update was really big, and it was in terms of the tier 8, and it's probably a little bit bigger than this one, but there's an insane amount of content. I'm not sure what Wargaming is needing in terms of money, but let's give it to them because they're keeping the content coming. Now, I really hope they do. There are some balancing changes. We talk about this, but I really hope they add training rooms in the next few updates, or if not, there's going to be you know, hell to pay. But anyway, the alternate German battleship line is coming in early access here, as well as the Musashi, as we went over today in our video. A legendary Transformers collab, 2 legendary aircraft carriers, oh boy, and a few other majestic event. It's a free tier 3 premium battleship, as well as ranked seasons. And there's a few other ships that we have to talk about. First up, though, is the alternate German battleship line, the battlecruiser line, the Derflinger, the Mackensen, the Prince Heinrich, the Zeton, and the tier 8, as we can see here, is the Prince Rupert. Rupert? I don't know how to say that. Somebody tell me how to say that, preferably from Germany. But anyway, those are the ships of the line here. And as always, Wargaming's got to get their cut in terms of the early access. So we will be opening a few crates. Hopefully they give us a few, which is always appreciated. But to unlock that tier 7 so we can unlock the tier 8 right away. They look fun. I really hope they're done well. I hope they're strong, in all honesty. I hope they're a little bit OP. You know what I mean? I want some good German ships. We played the Friedrich de Grosse last night on stream, or today on stream, and it was just it's a mediocre ship. It can be good, but I just want a ship that smacks really hard. And it sounds like a lot of people on today's video were saying that these ships are pretty accurate but have weak armor, and I'm okay with that. They also have advanced secondaries. We saw the ship stats on the PC wiki today, and they have some pretty decent ranges. Hopefully Wargaming keeps that, as well as sonar from tier 5 and up, and some pretty long-range torpedoes according to the PC stats that could change for Legends. We don't know. And yeah, as we said, early access and the campaign, the tier 8 Musashi. I'm not sure why Wargaming decided to add 460 millimeters. The exact update, which removes tier 7 from legendary tier matchmaking. It's only going to be +1, -1, meaning, tier 6 and 7, tier 7 and 8, legendary tier 8. But they decided to add this in. Now, I've been hearing from a lot of people that it is not accurate. It has weak AA, as we discussed in today's video. But I just would have preferred a few other ships. But anyway, that is the campaign ship. You guys know I will be doing a first look video. And just so everyone knows, I like to give my first look video a true first impression within the first 5 to 10 games. Anyone can sit back, especially in a ship like this, and get a 200,000 damage replay. And a few of my replays are like that. But especially for the first look, I like to give you guys just a true unbiased review, so that way you guys can make an informed decision when spending your own money. And I think a few CCs are a little... we definitely want to provide quality content, but there's a little bit of showmanship is a good way to describe it. So be careful of that, and of course, if I get a high caliber stuff, I'm going to put those medals on the clickbait title. But just realize that that is a part of YouTube. It generates views and therefore, ways for me to reach more people. So like this video, subscribe if you are not already, and we can help even more people make informed decisions. The legendary carriers. Speaking of the weak AA on the Musashi, these things should eat that thing up. The Midway and the Hakuryu projects will both be attainable from the store for credits or doubloons, and they are here to stay. However, the option to purchase them for doubloons will cease to be available once the next update has arrived. So start saving your silver if you don't have enough, or get ready to use doubloons. But the doubloon option will be removed in the next update, if that makes sense. That's just a good-looking carrier, the Midway there, but hopefully, and fingers crossed, as Wargaming has done a fantastic job. I have to say this. They've done a very good job of balancing carriers in this game. Now, the Graf Zeppelin is an absolute pile of garbage. But for the most part, the Parseval, the Lexington, kind of, maybe not the Shokaku, but A lot of the other carriers are fairly balanced. The Pobeda. Now, a good player can do well in them. A bad player is not gonna. It's not gonna have an easy time, and it's very apparent. When it's just not doing your job. And real quick, your job in a CV is to spot DDs first. It's a spot for your team, not to go after battleships in the back of the map. Now, at certain points in the game, that is necessary. But anyway, I hope Wargaming gives these to me as a loaner ship, so we can test it for a week and see how they are. But yeah, those will be available for the Bureau. And unfortunately, we do have some new Bureau projects in terms of these, but no other ships for the Bureau just yet. I'm so tired of the Bureau, honestly. It's just a slow drip of doubloons if you want to boost it. And if not, then it's like 2-3 months just to get a ship. I'm so sick of it. But anyway, beyond that, there's a little bit about the ships there. The biggest HP pool, yeah. Haikura brings fast planes with extremely short squadron restoration time. So clear sky, like the Shokaku, oh gosh, what's the other one? Kaga, clear skies for days there on that one. But rank turns 30, rank season's back, cool. 4v4 battles, that's cool. No carriers, 1 destroyer per team. Can you division? If not, then I don't know, but whatever. There's the rank season, and Mobile Legends are here. I'm not excited about this, but as someone pointed out on stream tonight, it's not going to be as bad as we think it is. It's going to be good for people that travel or have to be out of town for work. I know Creole Cabby, aka Bud Ugly Trucker, said that this was nice to update his bureau, when he was out of town, and I think that's a great idea. But I really don't want people on the toilet, taking a nice one at work, just hopping into a destroyer on my team. But I mean, they do it anyway on the console, so what's new, right? Not going to complain too much about that. I'm not excited about it. And that's all I'll say. New ships of the update. We've got the Wichita back. Now, before you get all excited, this is a different form of the Wichita. Now, I don't know if they're referring to the old Wichita as the collector's edition, the original one, but it kind of says that like right here. Difference between the Wichita CE and the new Wichita is a decrease in the HE shell damage, AP shell increase, and you can see these different things here. Now it looks like a moderate adjustment because we're increasing the pen, but we're decreasing the shell grouping by a pretty large number. So it's not going to be as accurate, as well as not do as much HE damage, which is fine. I'd rather do the AP damage anyway, but that's kind of why you play the Baltimore over the Wichita. So this new Wichita might be a better, I don't know. But anyway, this is the Agincourt, the Tier 3 Premium British battleship, which is available for the project they talked about earlier. I think it's Majestic Days project, yeah. So you get the Agincourt for that. 3 weeks of logging in constantly. It's just to get you to play the game. If you don't log in every day, you can use doubloons, I believe. It says it up there. And like I said, I will link these down below. This is honestly one of the most... I saw this ship and I was like, this is cool. The Tier 7 Cruiser Plymouth will be available for doubloons. It has 16 guns. I don't know if you can see this. It has 4 quad turrets here of 152 millimeter guns. And we can actually look at the wiki stats here. 16 quad turrets with a... What is the reload time here? 6.5 seconds, dude. That's a lot of DPM. And I'm sure we can get that down if that's the reload time. But regardless, it also has torpedoes as well as radar, sonar, and smoke, according to our patch notes here. So an insanely versatile ship. Now, Blip did tell me the armor layout. I don't know if I can release that yet. It's not great. It's got a weak bow. So expect a Mino-like ship. But if you position correctly, as you should in a cruiser using island cover, smoke cover, then you should do fine in this ship. The Kudasov comes back for global, so that ship looks like it's unchanged. And here comes the saddest news of the entire update, and I'm going to honestly do an entire video on this. They're nerfing my Des Moines. The USN Heavyweight is just really good across the board, so we opted, and it's quite the nerf. Main battery reload decrease from 5.5 to 6.6, or 5.5 to 6. HE decrease, AP decrease, and the radar consumable decrease from 40 to 30 seconds. I know that the Des Moines was slightly OP, and honestly, it needed a little adjustment. But the problem with this is we only have 13 or so. I don't know the exact number off the top of my head. 14 now, maybe legendary ships at. Uh, we only have 14 ships at legendary tier. So when you add in a ship like this, a very strong ship, even in the PC version today, of course it's going to perform well. On top of that, the people that are going to be getting these ships first because of the how horrific the bureau is, are good players that have all of their commanders. Now, I've seen Des Moines absolutely deleted. We smacked one the other night with Hipper on my team last night. But the, every new legendary ship that comes into the game, everyone cries it's OP because they don't know how to play against it when it's first release. And of course, they're seeing all the community contributors, which, whatever you want to think, are good players. Now, I'm not saying I haven't been yeeted in both ships, the Colbert and the Des Moines, because I absolutely have. But to use that as a baseline reference is just, asinine in my opinion. Because if you look at the Stalingrad, the Yamato, the Colbert, all of which have been nerfed, they're not performing as well as they once did, which I guess is the objective of that. But the Stalingrad is a perfect example. I don't want to play the Stalingrad anymore because of how new ships have adjusted to it and how lackluster it is right now after its nerf, especially without the addition of HE. I'm not sure why Wargaming decided that was a good idea. But anyway, enough blabbering about that. Like I said, this is the nerf to the Des Moines. We will be doing an entire video on that. Wargaming doesn't know how to buff or nerf. In the meantime, they're buffing the Belfast and they're buffing the P-Bag. This is actually a good nerf if I'm being honest, but it's so long overdue that it's like, who cares? I know people that have sold this ship already. They're increasing the health, decreasing the reload, and adding a radar slot, a radar in the 4th slot. So good for them. And then here's a few more buffs and nerfs. But yeah, that is the update, guys. An insane update. Oh, also something I wanted to talk about is, here it is, the nerf to Will to Rebuild, or the adjustment. It's not a nerf. All the battleship mains stop crying. This was made possible. Okay, so we're resolving an issue with saturation. So it was an issue, as we confirmed. So all you people who are like, leave it alone, it was literally broken. Use your head. We resolved an issue with saturation that led to low HP ships surviving despite taking numerous hits from AP shells. This was made possible due to the introduction of minor AP penetration of AP shells or bombs. When striking hit location no AP remaining, the target will take X% of the shell bomb damage with her. Okay, so a ship part that has been saturated can still take damage now. I don't know if that's the best solution, but it is a solution. So if you shoot a ship, this is going to help with penetration, and honestly, this is a good adjustment to Will to Rebuild because it doesn't nerf Will to Rebuild, so all you battleship mains can stop crying. But it does allow a ship that can position, on a broadside or even a superstructure. It sounds like a superstructure to get a slight amount of damage, which is fair. So good on Wargaming for fixing this finally, and not nerfing Will to Rebuild to the ground. So the battleship mains cry even more. We also added a penetration ribbon for torpedo bulge protection, which is really nice because for those that don't know, the torpedo protection can shatter shells and not know it. Like you'll shoot at the broadside, and then you'll hit the torpedo protection, which is most of the time below water, but can sometimes be above it. And you'll be like, why did I just shatter? So that will be a hit ribbon for kind of the more advanced player base to look at and understand. This ribbon will also appear when the shell shatters anywhere inside the ship. So you will know that if you penned one section of armor and then shattered on another. But anyway, that is all that I have for you guys. A long video, but again, I will link these down below if you want to read it individually. I don't think I missed anything, but yeah, a great update. We will talk later. Might be going out of town this weekend. I appreciate the viewership, guys. Make sure to like the video, comment on what you're most excited for. For me, it's honestly the Plymouth, and of course the German battlecruisers. But yeah, that is the update. Another banger. So appreciate you guys, Wargaming. They're doing decent work. I wish there was a few other things, training rooms, as we mentioned, that were addressed, but that was more of a recent thing. But yeah, anyway, that is the video, guys. Run out. Peace.